KUGN News Talk 590, along with Grant McHill. I'm Storm Kennedy. My guest this morning, Executive Director of the Eugene Symphony, Scott Freck. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Storm.
Well, we're in the middle of celebrating 50 years and going strong with the Eugene Symphony. And coming up this Thursday, another spectacular performance that we need to let everyone know about. What's going on?
Well, Storm, on Thursday, November 12th, Donnie Racheb and the Orchestra have a truly exciting and really unique concert as our 50th anniversary season continues. In this program, we celebrate America as seen through the eyes of two composers from other countries, and we honor our longtime association with the University of Oregon School of Music and Dance. You know, it's kind of fair to say that since the symphony's founding almost 50 years ago exactly, there has been a real sort of symbiosis between the symphony and the U of O, with many faculty and students playing in the orchestra over the years, as well as any number of collaborations and partnerships between us. We start the program, though, with a tip of the hat to our very first concert on November 29th, 1965. Now, on that very first program, 50 years ago, was a short work by American composer Charles Ives. It's called The Unanswered Question. Storm, I absolutely love this piece. Now, it was probably 50 years ahead of its time when Ives wrote it in the early 20th century. In just 6 minutes, it completely transports us to another place. It causes us to sort of contemplate our very existence and really why we're all here. It has this slow, almost motionless theme played by the strings, these outbursts of anxiety from four flutes in a different part of the hall, and then way in the back of the balcony, a lone trumpet repeatedly and kind of implacably intones the same questioning theme over and over again. It is just spellbinding. Then we have the really exciting, unusual bit. This is when the Eugene Symphony will combine forces with the U of O Symphony Orchestra to create perhaps the largest instrumental group ever assembled at the Holt Center. All told, Storm, we're going to have about 140 players on stage with huge brass and wind sections and a mind-boggling number of percussionists. And they're all there to play a truly one-of-a-kind piece by a French composer named Edgar Varese. He moved to Manhattan in 1918, and for this piece, he literally opened up his window out of his apartment and tried to capture the sounds of the city in music. There's everything from noises that sound like construction. There's a police siren that comes and goes. The result is kind of a soundscape of sorts. It's almost a kaleidoscope of musical fragments as one idea melds very imperceptibly into the next. I've had a chance to hear this performed twice before in much bigger cities, and it's really, really special to be able to hear it in Eugene because it's such a thrilling experience in person, and we are so delighted to team up with the students from the U of O to bring this piece to life.
Oh my gosh, Scott, I'm going to use a word that you used earlier, mind-boggling. You describe what the symphony brings to the Holt Center in such great ways and great forms and great words. That was just Act 1. What's happening in Act 2?
Well, then on the second half is the other portrait of America by a foreign composer. This is Antonin Dvorak's Symphony No. 9, which is also called From the New World. Dvorak came to America in the very late 19th century in order to teach, and he also traveled around the country a little bit. So this piece is partly a love letter home to his home country of Czechoslovakia, and also part tribute to the spirit of opportunity and really optimism that he found in the American people. It's one of the most beloved and popular pieces of music that an orchestra can play, and that's for a good reason. It's kind of got it all. It's got great melodies and powerful rhythms and a truly inspiring and uplifting ending. And in the middle is an absolutely gorgeous English horn solo that was later turned into a spiritual called Going Home. And I'm telling you, that will bring a tiny little tear to your eye when you hear it. It's going to be a great night all around, Storm.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So season ticket holders are all set. What about those that don't have tickets? How do we get them? And are there some still available?
There are. You can call the Holt Center box office at 541-682-5000, or you can always go to our website, eugenesymphony.org.
Oh, Scott, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you chatting it up with us, and you make it sound so wonderful, and I know in person it's just going to be spectacular. Thanks so much.
It's going to be a fun night. Thanks, Storm.
Nice. He is Executive Director of the Eugene Symphony, Scott Freck, joining me each and every month. Don't miss out on Thursday night's performance at the Holt Center. We are KUGN News Talk 590.